Welcome back, everybody. We're diving deep today into AI, and well, it's really kind of exploding right now.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a lot of sources to unpack, like financial news, tech blogs, even a podcast about AI software development.
I'm excited to jump in.
It feels like AI is everywhere, but like, where is it all going? That's what we're here to figure out.
Yeah, it's a fascinating time to be following AI, for sure.
Right.
The amount of investment, the development that's going on is like unprecedented, but it's not just about the tech itself, right?
Yeah.
It's how it's reshaping the whole world, like how we work, how we even connect with each other.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
One of the things that really struck me was just how AI is popping up in like the most random places.
Like where?
Well, this Guardian article we have talks about AI wingmen on dating apps.
Oh, wow.
So apparently some apps are using AI bots to help people write their profiles and even like start conversations.
I mean, it's a clever application for sure,
Yeah.
but it does raise some interesting questions, I think, about authenticity
Mm.
and what it means to connect with someone online.
For real.
Like, imagine falling for someone and they turn out to be a smooth-talking bot.
Right. Is this even real anymore?
Exactly.
And on a more serious note, we've got Bloomberg reporting that the DOJ, the Department of Justice, is actually concerned about Google's massive AI investments.
I mean, that speaks volumes about the strategic importance of AI, right?
Mm.
Governments and corporations are seeing that AI is going to have a huge impact on, like, everything from national security to the economy.
It's powerful stuff, and they're willing to put serious money behind it, too.
Oh, for sure.
We're talking billions of dollars being poured into AI development. Like TechCrunch reported that Cursor, a platform for AI coding assistants, is in talks to raise funds at a valuation of almost $10 billion.
10 billion. That's wild, and it really shows how much investors believe in AI's potential to completely transform industries.
Yeah, it's not just hype either.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Investors are seeing real, tangible applications for this tech, and it's not just a Silicon Valley thing either.
Right.
The Decoder article we have here details how Alibaba in China has developed QWQ32B, which is a super efficient reasoning model that can actually hold its own against much larger AI systems.
So it's a global race to develop the most powerful AI.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like an AI arms race, right?
It absolutely does. The AI Daily Breeze podcast we looked at really dives into this, and it's a fascinating listen. They talk about how OpenAI just launched GPT 4.5, and it seems like their main focus is accuracy, like they're trying to reduce those AI hallucinations where the AI just starts making stuff up.
Yeah, which could be a pretty big problem depending on what the AI is being used for. I
Right.
mean, you don't want your self-driving car to suddenly hallucinate a wall that isn't there.
Exactly. Reliability and safety are so important, especially as these AI systems are becoming more powerful and we're seeing them integrated into more and more critical tasks.
Right. Speaking of powerful AI, we've also got news from Bloomberg that Microsoft isn't content with just partnering with OpenAI, and they're reportedly developing their own rival AI models.
Yeah, I think that's a clear sign that the tech giants are really doubling down on AI.
Yeah.
Each one's trying to get a competitive edge. And, this competition can be a good thing. It's pushing innovation forward at an unbelievable pace.
That's true. But it also makes you wonder, like, where does all this lead? Is it a race to the top, or are there, like, potential downsides to all this rapid advancement?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it leads us right into another major theme we saw in these sources, the impact of AI on jobs.
Yeah, I mean, if AI can write code, take clinical notes, and even flip burgers like McDonald's is doing, according to TechSpot, what jobs are even safe?
It's a real concern.
Uh,
And TechCrunch's article on Cursor, raising $10 billion for its AI coding assistant, really highlights this.
Hmm.
And CNBC reported on Freed, a company that's developed an AI scribe that can actually automate clinical note-taking for doctors. And these are just two examples of AI taking over tasks that used to be exclusively human domains.
And it's not just about like replacing jobs entirely.
Done.
AI is also changing like the nature of work itself. We have a source from ODSC highlighting Anthropic's policy recommendations to the White House, and they really emphasize the need to address the potential economic impacts of AI and to consider new models of education and job training.
I think that's a recognition that we need to get ready for a future where AI is just everywhere in the workforce.
Yeah.
And this brings up so many questions, like how do we make sure the benefits of AI are shared widely? What skills are going to be most valuable in an AI-driven economy? How do we deal with the potential for job displacement and economic inequality?
So many big
Yeah,
questions.
it's a lot to consider.
It really is. Yeah, it feels like we need to like rethink our whole approach to work and education in light of all this AI stuff.
Definitely a lot of people are trying to wrap their heads around this, like policymakers, educators, even just regular workers. And there are so many different opinions out there.
Like what?
Well, some experts are pretty optimistic.
Yeah.
You know, they see AI as a tool that can actually help us, boost our own capabilities and even create new opportunities. But others are more cautious.
Right.
They're warning about the potential for job losses and the need to be really careful about how we regulate this technology.
Yeah, the ODSC source also mentioned that the co-founder of DeepMind has been like really sounding the alarm about AI's impact on jobs. They're not just saying it's something to think about. They're saying it's a real threat that we have to address.
And it's not even just about the number of jobs either.
What do you mean?
It's about the types of jobs that AI could affect.
Mm-hmm.
Some experts think that AI will mostly automate those like really routine, repetitive tasks,
Right.
and that would actually free up humans to focus on more creative and strategic work.
Okay.
But others are arguing that AI is getting so good that it can handle more complex tasks, and that could impact a much wider range of professions.
So it's not just like factory workers and truck drivers who should be worried.
I think it's becoming pretty clear that AI could potentially disrupt a lot of industries, from healthcare to finance to even education.
Wow.
I think the key, like a lot of experts are saying, is adaptability.
Yeah.
We need to be ready to learn new skills, embrace new ways of working, and just be open to the possibility that our careers might look totally different in the future.
Okay, so all this talk about AI taking over jobs and changing industries makes you wonder, like, can AI actually think? Or is it just really good at following instructions and, like, mimicking intelligence?
That's the big question, right? It's like the age-old debate.
Yeah.
The Eye on AI podcast we listen to really gets into this, focusing on the concept of AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Wait, break that down for me. What is AGI exactly?
Basically, it's the idea of an AI that's as smart as a human,
Whoa.
an AI that can learn and solve problems across a whole bunch of different areas, not just very specific tasks.
It's like a super intelligent computer that can think for itself.
Exactly. It might sound like science fiction, but there are researchers all over the world who are seriously exploring this. The Eye on AI podcast talked about the Alberta Plan, which is a research project that's trying to develop AGI through reinforcement learning.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about reinforcement learning in one of our sources.
Yeah,
Didn't Tech Explorer have an article that kind of challenged the idea that AI actually learns the same way humans do?
they did. They argued that even with these advanced techniques like reinforcement learning, AI isn't really understanding or learning the same way we do. It might be able to process information and solve problems super efficiently, but it's still fundamentally different from human intelligence.
Hmm. So maybe it's just really good at, like, imitating intelligence then.
Maybe. But even if it's not really thinking, the way we do, the potential is still incredible. The Eye on AI podcast also highlighted the field of bionic medicine,
Oh,
where they're
wow.
using AI-powered prosthetics and they're becoming unbelievably sophisticated. Like, imagine a world where people can get back lost limbs or even enhance their abilities with AI-powered devices.
That's mind-blowing. It seems like the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, and that's what makes this so exciting. We're just getting started with what AI can do.
Yeah.
There are new tools and frameworks popping up all the time, which makes it easier to develop AI, and that's speeding up the pace of innovation even more.
We saw a couple of articles in InfoQ that were talking about this.
Oh, yeah.
One was about using synthetic data to fine-tune large language models, and the other was about a new software engineering benchmark from OpenAI.
Yeah, these developments are making AI development more accessible,
Mm.
which is exciting, but it could also be a little concerning.
How so?
Well, more access means more innovation, which is great,
Yeah.
but also means there's a greater chance for misuse.
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, like, where is all this headed? What's next for AI?
Yeah, trying to predict the future is tough,
Yeah.
especially with something as fast-moving as AI. But based on what we're seeing now, I think it's safe to say that AI is going to keep becoming a bigger and bigger part of our lives.
So even more AI-powered coffee makers and self-driving cars.
Yes, but it goes way beyond that. We're talking about AI transforming healthcare, revolutionizing transportation, changing how we learn and work, even changing how we interact with each other.
Wow.
Think about the potential in areas like personalized medicine, climate modeling, even space exploration.
It's kind of overwhelming to think about.
It is.
But what about the big picture? Will AI ever become smarter than humans? Is that even possible?
That idea of superintelligent AI or AGI is a huge debate. Some experts believe that it's only a matter of time before AI surpasses human capabilities.
Right.
But others argue that true human intelligence is something that we just can't replicate artificially.
So is it Skynet or like helpful robots? Are we headed for a dystopian future or a technological utopia?
I don't think it's that black and white.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be somewhere in between. AI will still be a tool, a really powerful tool, but ultimately it's one that we control.
Right.
The key is to develop it responsibly. Consider the ethical implications and have open discussions about how AI is going to impact society.
Speaking of responsible development,
Hmm.
we did come across some cool examples of how companies are trying to build AI ethically. Like, Weaviate, a data platform, is using AI agents to simplify those complicated data workflows, but they're making sure they're doing it in a way that protects privacy and security, according to Big Data Wire.
That's a great example of building AI systems that are powerful and responsible.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technology itself. It's about the values and principles that guide how we develop it.
So it's not just about the tech itself, but the human choices behind it.
Exactly. Technology reflects our values, our goals, and sometimes even our fears. The choices we make today will determine the future of AI and what kind of impact it has on humanity.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that AI isn't like some far-off sci-fi thing anymore, you know?
Right.
It's here, it's changing so fast, and it's already having a big impact on our lives.
Totally. And as we've been talking about, this impact is kind of complicated. There are so many opportunities for progress and to make things better, but we have to be aware of the challenges and the risks too.
It's a lot to think about. So before we wrap up this deep dive, I have to ask, what really stuck with you from all these sources? Like, what's the one thing you just can't stop thinking about?
You know what it is? It's that article from The Guardian about the AI wingmen on dating apps.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a joke, but it really shows how AI is starting to show up in even the most personal parts of our lives.
Oh.
It makes you wonder what other unexpected ways AI is going to sneak into our daily routines and our relationships.
It's kind of fascinating and a little creepy at the same time, right?
Yeah.
If AI can help us find love, what else will it do? Will it be our therapist, our financial advisor, our personal stylist?
And what happens when AI starts making decisions for us?
Mhm.
Who's really in control then? I think
Yeah.
those are the kinds of questions we need to be asking as AI gets more and more advanced and becomes a bigger part of our lives.
It's almost like we're entering this new stage of human evolution where technology is blurring the lines between what's human and what's artificial.
Yeah, it's a stage that needs our attention and our participation.
Yeah.
We can't just sit back and watch as AI changes everything. We need to be part of these conversations. Think about the ethical side of things and work together to make sure AI is used to make things better for everyone.
Well said. So that's a wrap on our deep dive into the world of AI.
Here's a good one.
It's complex, it's fascinating, and it's changing super fast, but hopefully this conversation gave everyone something to think about.
Yeah, I think so.
And remember, this is just the start of the conversation. We encourage you to check out the links in the show notes, do your own research, and most importantly, think critically about the role you want AI to play in your own life and in the world.
Exactly.
Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and dive deep.
See you next time.